तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। शांति शांति शांति। Offering our humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Master, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Elders, teachers, and all my dear brothers and sisters, a very good afternoon and Sai. We welcome to this week's Words of Wisdom session. This is a platform where students gain valuable insights from eminent speakers across various fields. These sessions help us to expand our knowledge and perspectives. Today, we are honored to welcome Sri CT ZACHARIAH, accompanied by Sir Mohan and Sir Bhargav KS, CSR Manager, Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence. We listen to our esteemed guests. I would like to speak about our university. Established in 2019 by Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, the university follows the guiding principle of Atmano Mokshartham Jagatitaya, meaning self-realization and service to society. Its motto, Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam, teaches the importance of excellence in action. The Sri Sathya Sai University is unique in providing completely free education, including lodging, boarding, and daily essentials. It is primarily benefits students from rural backgrounds with over 70% from below the poverty line and 32% being first generation literates. The curriculum blends spiritual and practical education covering Vedic studies, performing arts, healthcare, agriculture, mental health, sports, and occasional skills. In just 5 years, Sri Sathya Sai University has achieved a remarkable milestone, including the establishment of India's first medical college, inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji in March 2023. As part of Sri Madhusudan Sai Global Humanitarian Mission, our university upholds the message of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, striving to ensure universal access to education, healthcare, and nutrition. With a deep commitment to social welfare, we actively champion the cause of providing free nutrition and healthcare to the underprivileged through impactful initiatives like Annapurna Breakfast Program and the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani chain of hospitals. Sir CT ZACHARIAH is a distinguished professional with over 45 years of experience in the manufacturing and automotive sectors, both in India and abroad. A graduate of IIT Madras, he earned his BTech in 1965 as part of the institution's second batch. His career has been shaped by a deep passion for manufacturing and leading him to work with several leading companies. In 1983, he served as the manager of quality control at Ford Motor Company Farm Equipment Division in Faridabad, ensuring high standards in manufacturing. Later, in 2011, he held the prestigious position of director on the board of Toyota, where he was responsible for overseeing plant operations and driving excellence in production of efficiency. Born in 1944 and raised in Kerala, Sri ZACHARIAH attended multiple schools across the state due to his father's transferable role in judicial services. His diverse educational experiences fostered adaptability and a broad perspective which later influenced his work. His extensive industry experience, particularly in automotive manufacturing, has made him a respected figure in the field, contributing to technological and operational advancements across multiple organizations. As an advocate for operational excellence, he emphasizes the art and science of getting things done, combining practical wisdom with strategic execution to achieve efficiency in industrial and organizational process. Currently residing in Bangalore, Sri ZACHARIAH remains actively engaged in guiding and assisting organizations to achieve efficiency and effectiveness, ensuring they operate at their best potential. His unwavering commitment to continuous improvement and coupled with his wealth of industry knowledge makes him an invaluable asset to both manufacturing and industrial department. Today, sir will be addressing on the topic the art and science of getting things done. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Let me say, Mr. Bhargav, Mr. Mohan, I'm very happy. Mr. Bhargav reached out to me, invited me to hold a session for you, the young women who are studying here. Mostly you are in PG? Okay. So I wanted to find what is a topic that I could speak about, which would benefit you. See, I do not want to talk of manufacturing technology, though my experience, core competence is manufacturing excellence. But I will speak something else which is close to my heart. Not technology, but how we can do things better in our life. Okay? Okay, first, there was a little bit, couple of lines were talked about me. I was born in 1944, 3.5 years before India became an independent country. That means under British rule. Now, I was born in the state at that time was Travancore Cochin state. You are aware that in 1956, all the state boundaries were reorganized based on language. Correct? You know that. So in 1956, Travancore Kochi lost a little part, which is today the Kanyakumari district, which got merged with Tamil Nadu. And from the Madras presidency, the north part of Kerala, the Malabar side, got added to Kerala. So Kerala state today extends from Kasaragod all the way to about 20 kilometers south of Trivandrum. Now, my education started at the age of 5. There was a rule in Kerala that, not Kerala, Travancore Kochi there, that if a student is 5 years old as on 1st March, the student is eligible to appear for the first standard examination. So I reached 5 years in mid-February. So March first week, I went to the school, wrote the first standard examination. So 2 months, I was in class 2. So from there, the education went. My father was a legal person by profession. So his job initially was a munsif, then he became a subject, then he became a district judge. So they were all transferable jobs. So 11 years of my schooling, standard 1 to standard 11, was done in 8 different towns, 12 different schools. Okay, it is unthinkable today. The second part, the transfer, my dad will get transferred to one place. He will inquire which is a good school, put me there. After something, he finds there's a better school, pull me out and put me in that school. So that's what happened to me. So 12 different schools in 8 different towns to complete 11 years of schooling education. Then I went to, those days there was no what he called competitive joint entrance examination for IIT or anything. It was purely based on state-wise, they allocated a number of seats, and applicants whose marks either pre-university or 12th grade. From the mark list, whoever applied, they selected the top some number. So 8 people were selected from Kerala State. I happened to be one of them. So I joined them in 1965, finished in joined in 1960, passed out in 1965. Professional life, I was very keen to do manufacturing. IIT Madras was sponsored by the government of Germany and the German technical staff. So I told one of the professors there that I would really like to go and work in Germany. So he organized a job for me in Germany. So after finishing IIT, I went off to Germany, worked there for 3 years, almost in 3 years in automotive manufacturing side. came back to India. So I've been in India ever since. So as the previous narration said, I worked in the Scott's Tractors Limited making Ford tractor from 1972 to 1984. 84 to 80 to 1984 to 6 years I worked in DCM Toyota. Then from there, I moved to another company. Then in 96, I lost my mother. My father started staying alone, and we said that was not a good idea for me. He was already advanced in age. Luckily, I got a job in Bangalore. So we shifted from Delhi to Bangalore. I brought my dad. He stayed with us till he breathed his last in 2003. So in 2000, till 2000, I worked in a couple of companies. 2000, I joined Toyota because they knew of my what we call ability or experience or capability from the earliest in from 1984 to 1990. So they pulled me in. I joined as the senior general manager of the plant. After 4 years, they made me director in charge of the plant because till then the director positions were only with the Japanese people. So in 2004, they decided that we don't need a Japanese director there, an Indian director is good enough, and so on. So can be the director. So I was elevated to the position of a director in charge of plant activities. In 2004, I worked there till 2011. So I retired at the age of 67. After that, I've been living a very happy life. Now, what I'm going to talk to you today is what I learned by associating with the American company, but factories were in Europe, and what I learned with Toyota and their subsidiary companies in Southeast Asia. There's a dramatic difference between the two. And I have been to the Ford tractor plants one is in Basildon, that is UK. The plant that we had tie-up with the other plant is in Antwerp, which is in Belgium. Visited there 96, 99, 82 to set up the next project, what is to be done, what is not to be done. So we knew them very well. One incident triggered my desire to move to a Toyota company. One incident, which I'll narrate that because it's amazing. In 1982, we got a telex message. There were no email, there were no fax, nothing in those days. Telex, like a teleprinter. Telex message came from Antwerp. They were the controlling location. That the head of the plant is visiting our company in Faridabad. The notice was 2 days. So we all got a little panicked of what's happening. We just had a review last month. Why is he flying in again? Because he is on a board of directors. We cannot take, when he says, I'm coming, we cannot take that lightly. He came, called senior management team together, said, sit down. You don't worry. I have not come to do anything other than tell you something that I underwent. So these are not exact words. What this person was among all the Ford tractor plants in Europe and Asia and Southeast Asia, he was rated as the best because his factory was the best efficiency, quality, productivity, cleanliness, profit, on-time delivery, whatever. So he said, I'll tell you this. He said, 23 of us from Ford plants in USA, in Europe, from car, tractor, earth-moving equipment, all this put together, 23 people were called together by Ford top management to visit companies in Japan. Reason? By this time, it was very clear in the American market that the US-made cars were nowhere in quality near the Japanese brands. Whether it's Toyota or Nissan or Honda, their performance was better. There were 0 failures. Warranty cost was very little. Operating cost was very low. So the American automotive company started worrying, how are the Japanese able to do this? We have been making cars for 100 years, and the Japanese company is making only for 30 years. And they're beating us. How? So they asked these 23 people to go to Japan. So next are the words of this particular person who came to tell us. He is the director of one of the tracker operations in Belgium. He said, I mean, it was a small group, 10 of us. He said, with the connection. Said, I'm Van Herrick. I run the best operations in 4-tracker operations in Europe.
Mike on that.
I meet all budget targets: productivity, quality, cost, scrap cost, attendance, discipline, everything. Now, Ford Motor Company wants me to go to Japan. What can these little yellow fellows teach me? I'm 6 foot tall. These are his statements. What can they teach me? I run the best plant in that Ford group for tractors. He said, so we went. Then he turned around to us and said, gentlemen, when I saw what they did, 6 foot, instead of 6 foot 2 inches, I became only 6 inches tall. I was humbled. He said, if they serve me food on the floor, I will eat it. It was so spotlessly clean. Then he turned to me, because I have seen his factory, particular section is full of oil fumes. He turned on me and said, you have seen my gear cutting line. Isn't there oil on the floor? I said, yes. I have seen the Japanese line. Not one drop of it. So we started thinking, what's happening? How do they do it? After Second World War, there was a plan to revive Japan because industry got destroyed in the Second World War. So there's a plan called Marshall Plan. US shipped all their old machines to Japan to rebuild the factories. The Japanese made those machines much better than your machines in 20 years. Improving the old machine, improving it, by analyzing it, by everybody working together. Those machines were better than new machines. And he said the quality is amazing. That is what triggered me. If there's something like that, I want to learn that. So I joined DCM Toyota. What I'm going to tell you now, I will not talk to you about technology. I will talk to you about simple processes, but how to do it well so that you can either improve your individual performance or a group performance, make it better. Okay? Any doubts so far? You want to listen to that? See, in concept of philosophy, the European philosophy of factory and the Japanese philosophy of a factory has 2-3 major differences. Number one, European or American factories are completely dependent on technology of machinery. Technology of machinery. They will invest any amount of money on an expensive machine if I can make something faster. Second, they don't pay much attention to the developer, the growth of workmen, not the management staff, the workmen in the factory. Contradicting this is the Japanese approach. For Japanese, the most important asset is the human asset. That is people. Do you know why? People increase their ability year by year by year, correct? Experience, more skill, more knowledge. So people become more valuable or they appreciate in value as the time goes by. And what happens to a machine? It wears out as time goes. It wears out, starts malfunctioning. So putting your bet on an expensive machine is not the best solution. Build the capability of the human beings. Okay. Now, There are a number of techniques. In fact, people have written thick books. So Toyota developed a whole system, and then mid-80s, 90s, many manufacturing companies started looking at how are they doing, where is any document available. Finally, somebody brought out a thick book called Toyota Production System. That's a huge book. It takes months to go through and understand it. I won't talk about that. I'll talk about three things. The first thing, you all stay in hostels. In the hostel, I'm sure you have a table with a drawer or something to keep your stuff in the room. Okay. So you keep your stuff in the drawer. Drawer, maybe a couple of cupboards below to keep your mobile, your pen, pencil, charger, paper, book, whatever, correct? Now you want to take something. How much time do you spend searching for it? Do you search for things or you know exactly where what is? Okay, how about others? Same. So all of you are keeping everything in an orderly place. Who taught you that? Did anybody teach you or it came naturally? I'm just asking out of curiosity. Naturally. Somebody would have told you. So in Japan, they use something called, that's the second step. The first step is, we human beings have the habit of accumulating things, correct? It may not be useful, but we are very reluctant to throw an out of because we paid some money for it. Maybe it doesn't work today. Maybe it's half useful. I buy another newer pen. I'll keep this pen aside. I buy a new one because I like the new color or it's got better, whatever it is, buy a new one. So I have an old pen like. Would I throw it out? Chances are very rare. We won't throw it. So over a period of time, we accumulate junk. Okay? Things which has a little bit of value, but not necessarily useful on a day-to-day basis. So what happens is when you collect this, when you want something, you have to search, where did I keep my red-colored pen? Correct? So the first thing that Japanese decided or taught, they teach this. When they recruit new people, whether it's workmen or new engineers, they teach them this. First, learn to segregate what is needed, what is not needed. What is not needed, keep aside. Next is the most important. The segregation is the first step. Second step, a place for everything and everything in its place. You allocate a place. This is my pen, this is my ball pen, this is my pencil, this is my stapler, this is the eraser. Maybe in a small cardboard box, you can make a partition or make a mark and keep it there. But make sure after use, keep it back. So a place for everything and everything in its place. It's a simple technique. Simple technique. There's no technology. There's no laptop. There's no Google. That is simple technology. Each person, it's a little discipline. You follow, you'll get it. Okay. The next point is, okay, we organized it, we kept it. Do we maintain it every day? Day after day, do we keep the same thing in the same place? If I overrun time, just raise your hand. So sustain it. So that is called, see, you did the segregation, you arrange the place, but then you maintain it. So 3 steps. Segregate between needed and not needed. Next step, fix a place, a place for everything and everything in its place. This is the motto. If you come to my kitchen, you can see it. Or spoons of one size in one little slot, another one little here, fork here, blah, blah, blah. My wife accumulated all that. I arranged it. No, it's true. It's true. And it's a tough job when the cook comes and changes. After she goes, I go and do it. So this is something very important, the segregating and keeping the stuff. So the 4 steps: segregate between good and bad or useful and not useful, arrange it, maintain it, keep it that. It's a over a period of time. If you look at the number of minutes or hours I saved searching for something, it's quite a good, because those minutes you save is useful for you to study something, correct? Instead of searching eraser or searching for a stapler or searching for a pen, correct? So saving of time improves efficiency. This technique is taught to all the workmen we recruit in Toyota. Right from day one. When I joined DCM Toyota in 1984, we recruited workmen from local villages. Toyota does not believe in what you call ITI qualification. There's a SSLC passes school education. First 90 days, the first batch of 60 students were in a classroom bigger than this. Each person had a table, a chair, and a broom. Yeah. The first thing they were to do in the morning, among all of them, clean the room first. Then keep the broom. There was a specific place. They were given bins to collect the dust. Clean that. Clean your workplace. You don't say clean the whole area. Around the space around the table, clean it yourself. The tools they needed for their training was kept in the drawer. Take it out, go through the class. Evening, 10 minutes before closing, clean, keep all the tools in that slot. Take the broom, clean, keep the broom in that broom storage area. This is what we taught to the workmen. In my personal view, this is needed more for the engineers, not the workers. Okay. The second important thing, it's got 2 parts. I'm sure as and when you finish your education, you may be working somewhere. It could be in some company, some organization, or even here. You have an activity to manage. Okay, let me take an example. This session, somebody would have spent quite some time planning this. What are the items to be planned? I will put it in 4 keywords, because that has to be planned that way. What is to be done? When it is to be done? Where it is to be done? How it is to be done? In Japanese terminology, we call that 3W1H. If you're clear on these 4, what, when, who, and how. Just note this down. So if the activity, for example, I'm very sure, okay, today's meeting, somebody called me, but they would have decided sometime back, maybe 1 month time, it takes 1 month to organize, keep the place clean, arrange all this, invite all the people or whatever it is. This is only an example. This is not, I'm talking about by being invited. As an event to be done. It could be a shorter of time duration or a longer time planning. So we make a step. What is to be done? When it is to be done? Who is to do it? And how it is to be done? This is called a plan. But the plan alone does not give you success. You need another process. You plan with detail. So there's something, say in first week, something had to be done. So somebody does some step, correct? The third step is someone has to check. Are you on schedule? Are you behind schedule? Because you can't at the last final day say nothing is ready. We have forgotten that. So someone reviews this. And when there is a variation between plan and actual, you take a corrective action. So that process is called PDCA. plan, do, check, action. One point I'd like to make clear, in case any of you have a doubt or you haven't heard it, please raise the hand. Okay, either at the end of the session, because I'll finish it little earlier. So PDCA is a management review process. But the document which we make is what we call the 3W1H document. It's a tabular form on an Excel sheet. You are aware of Excel sheet, correct? All of you are very familiar with it. Excel sheet, serial number, item or action item. That is what. Next, we put, if say something takes 8 weeks, we put 8 vertical line, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. If it is 5 days, day 1, day 2, day 3, columns. Then we write all the steps. And the end is an initial of the person who is responsible to do that activity. Target is there, what is clear, when it has to be done is clear, who has to do it is clear. Name, initial, we usually use name. Full name, no, just initials. Say TK Ramakrishnan, say put TKR. Or Vikas Gowda, PG. So we know it's Vikas Gowda's job to do that activity as a starting point with this start. So starting on day 1, finishing it on day 3. So maybe 20 steps like. We review that. So that do is people do it as per the plan. The review is done based on how complex it is, how big the review is, how big the project is. We could have daily review, weekly review, monthly review. And if something is not on schedule, we have fallen behind, we have to immediately take what we call a countermeasure. You have fallen behind for some reason. You can't blame somebody. Now, how to catch up? Something extra has to be done, correct? If anyone is not hearing clearly or understanding clearly, please raise the hand. Or you can ask me questions at the end of the session. So whatever I explained till now, is it clear? This is what determines the success of an activity which has multiple steps, multiple people involved from start to finish. It takes some time. It's not that you go in the morning, come back at 10 o'clock. It's not that 1 hour activity. It may be 1 month long, 2 months long, 3 weeks long, whatever it is. Maybe 5, 6, 7 people are involved, 8 people are involved. People who are even different departments are involved. This is documented very clearly. In other companies, this may be called a project planning sheet or a program activity chart, various names, but the concept is same. What, when, who, how. Management, this is the document. The review is plan, do, check. Check is the management prerogative, review by the superior. And take corrective action. We find a variance. So this was to be completed by, let's say, 14th. And when a review is done on 17th, it is running behind schedule, it's not ready. So what is to be done? What help you need? You're not going to shout at anyone. Okay, we have to catch up. What help you need? Recover the time. Shouting doesn't give solution. Take corrective action to catch up that time. Okay, I will stop here for a minute. Give you a couple of minutes. Let me see what's the time. Have enough time. Plenty of time. I'll give you 3-4 minutes. Just work in your mind what I explained. If something wasn't clear or a doubt, please raise your hand, because there's another topic you have to go through, which I'll talk to you later. 2-3 minutes. Please don't feel shy about raising your hand, asking for a clarification, saying that you have not understood. Possibly you may not have heard clearly. Possibly you may not have understood it. Please raise your hand. I have absolutely no problem. See, there are three possibilities. Number one, the best option, that all of you have understood perfectly. That means my explanation is super. Okay. Second, some of you have not understood, but you're feeling shy to raise the hand. That second is probably more likely. Please don't worry. I have more than enough. I will explain again and again till your doubt is solved. Okay? Yeah. I won't hear you. Yeah, you can, if that length, yeah, just pass it on. Correct.
How do you catch this in the last one? Things are coming from question.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You see, lost time cannot be recovered, but we can accelerate to catch up before the next activity gets affected. So we can put overtime, work extra time. Correct? That's one method. Are you hearing? Note down. Put additional manpower. Because if this is a critical activity, we cannot go behind schedule. It's in the management's interest to do these extraordinary measures to catch up on time. So instead of one person, I say, okay, come on, you to help this guy, put in some extra hours. Let's finish it in the next 3 days. Extra time, extra resource, that means extra manpower. That's the simplest solution we have, the management has. I can call 2 of my subordinates and say, guys, listen, Ramkrishna is getting delayed in his work. Please help him spend some 2 hours extra every day, the next 2 days, help him finish that act. So that's one countermeasure. The other countermeasure is whether we can readjust the schedule so that the ultimate aim is not affected. That's the second, but that's not a preferred solution. The preferred solution is put an extra activity, extra resource, that means extra hours, extra man-hour, extra time, finish it before the next activity is adversely affected. Clear? Anyone else with any other doubt? I think you people are shy. Clear? You have a doubt? See, whatever, in spite of the best planning, in spite of various efforts, sincere work by all the people involved, some failures would occur. Okay? Generally, in many companies, I'll say the boss, maybe the manager, maybe AGM, or maybe a senior manager will call us up and who was responsible for that? Call him, take him to the room, shout at him. That's done. But that does not solve the problem. That does not solve the problem. The solution lies in, because I can tell you from my experience of so many years in production line, if one person makes a mistake, and if I analyze, I find similar mistakes can occur in that section, in this person, that person, because there's something wrong in the training which we have given. Okay, that's only as example I said. So there's a method called, in Toyota language, it's called 5-why analysis. 5 WHY. A short form for this is also called why analysis. Why. You ask why. Generally speaking, by the 5th why, you'll have very clear-cut answer. Usually, in my experience, the answers will call for when you do the good analysis, the answer will call for at least two corrections. One, the training of that person was inadequate. He didn't understand something properly. So he did what he understood as a correct method. The second, which is more often, in my experience, what I've seen more often is, see, all the people in a Toyota plant, all the people on the line, people who are doing the work, they have a work instruction sheet. In Toyota, it'll be, now that we have got computers with, earlier it used to be handwritten in Kannada language. The people don't read English very well, the workmen. Okay, in Kannada language. So that is written with the bold marker pen. Now we have got the printers with Kannada script. So it's printed out a photo, what is to be assembled or put this way or assembled this way or kept this way, a photo, right? Pick up this part, add this part, next step, put this screw here, all that. Detailed work procedure. It's available in every single workstation. That each person, he has a doubt, he can look. After 1 month, it becomes automatic. It's a manual work. It's virtually, he works like automatic. He knows, pick here, put here, screw it, put here, things like that. However, if something important was missed in the document, whose fault is that? Not the person who is working, correct? The person who prepared this sheet and the person above him who approved this sheet. Probably me. Or probably my manager. So the problem was a little slip in the management, not the person who worked. This has been my inference after seeing many of these corrections. Yes, we do correct. But this will come out only when you ask why. Example, person A forgot to fit one bolt. So the part went with one bolt missing. What happened? Forgot. Okay. So next question I'm going to ask is, why did you forget? Because you had four of them, you missed one. You were distracted, or the bolt was not there, you finished the quantity was given to you, or it fell down. In the meantime, the conveyor kept moving, you didn't have time to put it back, or your training was not good. There's a sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the sequence in which you put the bolt. This one, second one, third one, fourth. So it becomes automatic. You don't put it half saddle. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we check whether that has been done. If the sequence is taught to him, but not written in the process, instruction, fix them in this sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. One important instruction was missing in that sheet. Whose fault? Because I should have given, when I say I, the superior should have given very detailed work instruction, which is foolproof. Okay? Foolproof. This kind of a system is very widely used in India. In Japan, they don't do this. In Japan, they use a bolt tightening device with a counter on it, it'll beep. 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll say okay. It'll say okay on that. It costs more money. So we don't get even such equipment regularly. Maybe now it's available, not during my working days. It wasn't there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we ask the person to make a mark on the bolt. We'll give him a marker pen, green pen, marker pen, one dot on the head of the bolt, like that. So if the bolt is not there, he can't put a mark. So he'll recognize that this one is missing. He'll stop the line. Every operator has, the assembly line is mechanical line. Parts keep moving on the line. If a person finds a fault or is not able to complete that activity, there's a pull call. There's a pull call. I can pull the cord, stop the light. The moment I decide, immediately the red light will start turning above my head because that workstation there's a problem. The first thing, within 10 seconds, the supervisor will be next. What happened? What happened? That's how the line is organized. So the why analysis points out generally what we have found is about 75% of the problems are not related to the person's fault, person who worked on the line. He didn't miss it. His instructions were not clear. His instructions were not clear. The instructions were prepared by the management, by the manager, and then checked by an assistant general manager or a senior manager, whoever it is. They did not review that possibly. So this is what is called the why. Usually in my experience, what I've seen is the fifth, if you reach around the fifth, it's a system problem. There's a problem in the system in what we are trying to implement. It has to be corrected. First, one or second why is then a little training issue or a tool equipment problem. The equipment didn't work at that. But if everything is okay, but still it was missed, somewhere that information is not clear to that person. By reading, you cannot understand that clearly. This is how it has to be done. Fault lies with the management. Any questions on this item? You want to learn more? No, you have to tell me if whatever I'm talking about is interest, because the examples I can give is in what I did in a company. But the principle of the improvement is applicable to any place. Like making a plan. You can be in an office work. If this is a project where 3 or 4 of you are working together and you have to have some project, the bosses give you finish this project draft in a 4 weeks time, you can sit together and make that 3W1H paper, project paper. Review it, check it. Somebody above you will check it. Any doubt on this? So first, I went through 3 items. In Japanese terminology, the first item is called the 5S. There are 5 Japanese words. Some couple of them are unpronounceable, but they actually mean segregate, clean, arrange, organize, and discipline. That's written in the original Toyota book. If you Google it, you can see it's only 4. They'll say segregate, arrange, organize, check. You'll see, they will not see 5s. They will give an answer for 4s. But we are taught 5s. Any doubts, anyone? I'm getting a little disappointed. No one has a doubt. Let me ask a question. Whatever, to me, this is a simple thing. I don't know whether it's complicated for you. Is it of interest? What I have been explaining? Sure. Raise your hand, you say you found it interesting. 100%. You are being polite. Okay. Another item. Japan excels in an item called continuous improvement. In other words, whatever we do today in a particular way, in a particular time, in a particular thing, if you attempt and think about it, you could do a little better tomorrow. Maybe a little better day after tomorrow. I mean, that's tomorrow, day after is exaggerated. But as time goes, you can improve that activity. It's called continuous improvement. The Japanese terminology is Kaizen. KAIZAL. And I told you earlier, in a typical manufacturing organization like the one I am used to, or one I've seen in Japan, 85% of the people are people who are working in the plant, actually, on the shop. Machine, assembling, moving, painting, whatever. 15% only are, or 20% maximum are only in the office, management, and so on and so forth. So in terms of, they looked at it from a different angle. Say I have 100 people. 15 people sit in the office, in air-conditioned office, and see, I've got 85 people working in the. Okay, let's look at one possibility. Do you think in a group of 50 people, there's very big variation in intelligence among these 50 people? Do you think so? Tell me. You what, 70 people? How many here? 60? 50? 80? Okay. Do you think within this 80, it's a huge variation in intelligence? Somebody is super intelligent like Einstein and somebody is a dud? No. No. The variation is very small. What we call averagely good intelligence. Correct? Now, if you have 100 people in a company, 85 people are working, they have 85 brains. Are you using them? No. So, Toyota has a philosophy, say, eliminate waste. Waste is something you throw out, or waste is something that you have, but you don't know how to use. So you have 85 brains, capable brains. You're not using that knowledge at all. They acquire knowledge as they get more experience. They learn more. They have more knowledge stored here, but you're not using it. This is why they brought out the system to tap that intelligence, wealth of intelligence of the workmen who are working in the plant. Their knowledge, their accumulated knowledge is a huge amount. If I get one suggestion per person per month, how many suggestions do I get from 80 people, 85 people? 1,000 in a year. 85 into 12, nearly 1,000. Correct? So I, as the head of the company, it's in my interest to encourage these people to provide me with some improvement suggestion, one per month. Okay, you need to give the motivation. There are a couple of ways by which we do motivate. One is, we'll select the best 3, put it on the notice board with a photo. This is Ramakrishna Hegde, the best Kaizen for the month of July, 2 photos before, after this thing, congratulations, on the notice board with this. That's a good motivation. And later at the end of the year, we'll give him an award in the annual day. The best Kaizen, maybe out of whole year, the best 5 Kaizens, 1 cup or shield or something. They're not looking at money as a return. Being recognized among his colleagues as an achievement is reward enough for him. He is not looking for money. So you can understand, if one puts in this process in any group of people, it's a huge gain which costs nothing. It improves motivation of people. It improves motivation. They get motivated. Oh, he won last month prize. I want this month prize. I will do it. Correct. I'm just saying. This is what I've seen. I've seen day in and day out. And you'll be surprised. The number of small problems they solve come to us with their idea. That's I have a problem like this. If instead of keeping it here, if it is here, it's easy for me to fit it. They come with that idea. I said, go ahead and do it. If the manager of the plant walks around, let's say 200 people, he works and go and checks and finds problem and tries to solve 200 problems, it's not going to happen. Okay, he doesn't have time. But if 200 people, he wants improvement in a month, it's 200 improvements in a year, 2,400 improvements, correct? That's a lot of improvement. Money or quality or waste can be anything. Something is wasted. A simple thing, some equipment leaks oil. Oil is money, correct? Oil costs money. So it waste. Either you can collect and reuse it or change that device such a way that it is a leak-proof fitting. So empowering these people who are doing the work in the actual place, actual work, day, morning till evening, they do similar work. Not same, maybe similar work. 8 hours, they do work. They go home, come in the morning, go home in the evening, use their brain power. They are as intelligent as that. Use that brain power. Bring in improvements. This is one of the greatest things of Japanese companies. Motivating the workmen to bring in improvements. You'll be amazed at the kind of improvements these people bring. And the benefit the company gets costs them nothing. Oh, a little bit of cost, one cup, one photo, one award or something, little bit. But they're not really looking for returns when they give. They're looking for that pride. I want to be recognized in my section that I have given the best solution. Pride. Pride is what they're looking for. And the good ones will come in the company magazine. Company has a monthly magazine or something, will come with a photo. Understood? The key philosophy of that is no one else knows about that particular workstation's process than the person who's working. Not me, not the supervisor, not the manager, not the director. They are not the expert in that particular workstation, that particular process. The person who's doing this morning till evening, he knows best what is that process, what is that procedure, what's the process, and what is the issue that he's facing. It is not some suggestion given on a piece of paper, put it in a box and say, collect it and then management implements. You think about it, you implement it, show it us. Or if you want permission to implement, call one of us to the shop, explain, sir, this is the way it is today. I want to change like this. Can I make the change and make one sample? I'll say yes. Make a sample. Make the change. I'll come tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Show me the sample. That's all he needs. Is it clear to you? One question. Are you allowed to give suggestions to your superiors?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. Time? What's the time now? We started at 1:30? Okay. I thought I'm running a little bit early, so I stretched it a little bit. Now I have finished my topics. I added the Kaizen as an extra one. That was not there in the original. I want to ask something. Do you have any doubts? No doubt? Okay, good. Second question. Do you really think that a knowledge like this is useful to you in your professional life? Wherever you are, you could be working here, you could be working in a company, an IT company, in any other company of use to you? Thank you very much for patient listening. God bless you. Thank you.
Sir, we have received a few questions from other campuses. Questions? How do you balance careful planning with fast action when unexpected challenges arise?
That is an emergency countermeasure. Yes, it is. See, you plan your routines. You plans. Can they hear it? Ask. They can hear. Okay. See, what is done planning of over a time period with multiple people is an activity which has got multiple steps which take some time to complete. However, if an emergency, there is no time to sit, make a 3W1H paper or a PDCA paper. You just run and put the fire out. It's as simple as that. We try to foresee as many events, try to take preventive measures. But if an accident does occur, you all react. Then nothing else matters. Clear that right then and now. That's how it is. Is that satisfactory? Ask him whether it is satisfactory. Ask whether they are understood.
Yes, sir.
That's all. No other question. So, did he mean that if a fire breaks out, we'll sit and make paper? We can run and put the fire out.
Thank you, sir, for addressing us, especially the philosophies of Japanese. And in our institution, we also follow cultural values, 5 cultural values. Amongst them, continuous improvement is also one,
Very good.
which we follow. Inspired your words, inspired by your words, we would like to present a poem for you. The poem name is
Please.
Blueprints of Brilliance.
I should stand when you were saying honor. Yeah.
Through the decades of toil, with wisdom profound, he shaped the machines where excellence is found. From Kerala's shores to the world so wide, a master of craft with a vision as guide. From Ford's fields to Toyota's grand mind, he forgot efficiency, a beacon of light. Precision and passion in every steel frame, rising the bar in manufacturing's name. Not just the gears or the towering mills, but minds he honored with unwavering wills. Efficiency crafted not just in design, but in hearts that led in paths that align. Though time moves on, his wisdom stays, guiding the future in countless ways. His wisdom lingers, a quiet force, shaping tomorrows with the strength of yesterday. Thank you, sir.
Poet.
May now we invite our respected Director Ma'am of Nallakadanali campus, Professor Meenakshi Biswal, to offer a token of love and gratitude to our esteemed guests.